Welcome to the Ask Chris Real Estate Podcast with Chris Phillips from Keller Williams. A successful 20-year veteran in the Middle Tennessee real estate market with over 100 five-star reviews, Chris is known for his knowledge and integrity. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or just curious, his insight will guide you along the way.
Hello, welcome to Ask Chris, where we talk about all things real estate here in the Nashville area. And today we're going to talk about, are the sellers losing control of the market here? The 2026 market will not forgive overpricing. So when you go to price a home here in the Nashville market, you need to price it correctly at the beginning. The 2026 market, homes are still selling, but buyers are more cautious, they're more payment sensitive, and there are more choices available. So overpricing a home is meaning that your house is going to sit on the market longer. So it's important for you to meet with your real estate agent, make sure you price the house accordingly. And the age-old adjective of going, hey, I want to sell my house for $400,000, but we're going to start at $425,000. That's not going to work, not in this market. And here's why. You know, all of the houses that are listed in the $425,000 area are competing against $450,000 homes. And if your home is truly a $400,000 home, it is not going to be priced correctly for the condition and the type of house it is. So on Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com, when people put in looking for houses that are 400 and down, your house is not going to appear in that search. And you're going to miss out on opportunity if you don't get those houses priced correctly. So make sure that you're talking to your agent, and this will let you know that buyers are more cautious about this, and they're focused on monthly payments, they're focused on interest rates, they're worried about taxes and insurance, and closing costs and repairs after closing. So that's what's going on with these buyers. And that's why they're not pulling the trigger as quickly. They're going to see, is this person going to reduce the price? And a lot of prices are being reduced after being 2 weeks on the market. And in my opinion, that's a overreach for the agent because they're nervous that they haven't priced the house correctly. You need to wait 30 days on the market. If you price your house correctly, it will sell. It's going to take longer to sell. We're not in 2020 anymore, guys. You're not going to sell your house in a day. You're not going to sell your house in 5 days. It's going to take anywhere from 30 to 60 days. And that's the reason that you need to be more patient. Overpricing will hurt you. The first 7 to 14 days are very critical. That's when you're going to receive the most hits on the internet. Most attention occurs early. You lose momentum as you go along if it's priced too high. Lower offers and more negotiating can follow if you overprice it. So don't do that. We've seen that over and over again over the last 2 years, and in 2026, it's becoming an even bigger deal. Condition matters. Worn out carpet, old paint, clutter, poor photos, all these things that you used to be able to get away with, you can't get away with those things anymore. You've got to have great photos. You've got to have a Matterport where you can go through the 3D and actually walk through the house. You need a virtual tour. You need a drone video if it's a house or a property that uses that. Deferred maintenance is going to have to be called up. If you don't catch up on that deferred maintenance, it's going to come out when they do the inspections, and you're going to be nickeled and dimed to death. Outdated finishes are going to also hurt you. Unfortunately, you know, we were raised in a time where our parents, us Gen Xers, were raised in a time where our parents told us that sweat equity was a good thing, that you could get something for a good price, work hard, and bring it up out of the outdated finishes. This generation of buyers, guys, they don't want that. They don't want to have to do anything. They want it moved in ready. They want to be able to walk in and live their life and not have to worry about those things. So if you think they're going to paint, if you think they're going to go replace the carpet after their kids have got their furniture in there, they're not going to do that. They're just going to move on and find a house that has those things already there for it and not have to worry about negotiating those repairs. No need for a full remodel, but price accordingly to your conditions. Homes need work should not be priced like move-in ready homes. And I cannot stress that enough. A move-in ready home is one that has had a complete update. And what I mean by update is the appliances are current, the AC is current, and what I mean by that is 5 to 6 years old. The roof is newer. You know, obviously we have 25-year roofs, so you want to look at something that's got 10 or 15 years left on that roof. So they're looking for homes. They're not going to do repairs or have to do maintenance that's been deferred. So make sure you look at that. And the first showing online is the most important. That's where the buyer's going to see your house online first. And a great example of this is I just listed a house here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It had 0 listings, or not listings, 0 showings for the first 6 months. Yes, she kept it online and kept reducing the price. No showings for 6 months. We went in there, we changed the pictures, we changed the staging. Pam came in and did some staging, and we were able to get showings on that house immediately. The first showings, they saw the house. It didn't even look like the same house. If you looked at it closely side by side, you did not think it was the same house. So presentation matters. How the photography pictures are done, how it's staged, those things matter, and that's going to be your first impression online, and you've got to do those things. So clean out the space, price it correctly, it will show online well and in person, and that's your presentation list. And review recent comparable sales. This is so important. And I do this twice. So when I get ready to list a property, after I've talked with a seller and I've told them this is what your house is going to list for, $400,000, and then right before we go on the market, there has been occasions this year even where I've upped my price because of recent comparable sales. Those usually happen at the end of the month, and if I'm coming in on a listing at the beginning of the month, I'm going to try to hold it off long enough to see the closings from the previous month to make sure that I'm not overpricing or underpricing. And study your competition and be honest about the condition, guys. A lot of y'all know that your house needs work. A lot of you know that you've deferred this maintenance, and trying to pass that off and act like you don't know those things are there. The buyers are very knowledgeable and they know, they see it. They've been educated too, and they've been watching videos like this as well. So you're not going to be able to get one over on them. They're going to have an inspection. They're going to know what a good, honest looking house is supposed to look like, and be prepared for the home to be listed. Be prepared to show your home, price it creatively, listen to the showing feedback, negotiate constantly on that. Consider concessions or a rate buy down if you do get an offer, and that's if you want your house to come off the market quicker. Concessions or a rate buy down will help in that strategy as well. So just keep that in mind. We appreciate you listening to Ask Chris. If you have any questions, just email me or text me. If you would hit that like button or subscribe, we would love that, and we look forward to seeing you again sometime soon.
For answers to all your real estate questions, ask Chris at the Phillips Group, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.